YouTube live stream has started and link is updated on the website as always.
Thank you. We have over 30 animals, which would mean we have quorum. I'm still gonna wait a little bit for the proper time.
We hope you're doing well. I'm just sending you again because it's a long story, even somehow tiring. So this instead of writing a long text, you want to do it. So I'm just sending it. So it was just some Pakistani thing.
Sorry, whoever was speaking, we could not hear you.
I was listening to a voice note. Okay, I'm gonna record the roll call now. We have 41 animal online. Of those, 40 with voting rights. Thank you for joining quickly. Okay. Just want to double check. We have CCC around?
Yes, we're here.
Perfect. I'm asking because the plenary is very late for us. So just checking that we're all accounted for. Okay. So the next point of the agenda, which I need to share. 1 sec. Is adoption and changes to the IFMS8 policies. But before we do that, I received a lot of procedural motions unrelated to policies or related to
Point of
something.
information?
Yes.
Yes. Point of
Please speak out your point of information quick.
Sorry, I was not sure if you could talk. We would like to open the speakers list.
And who is this requesting?
Sorry, Rebecca, I'm the Austria. She heard.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm gonna let the speakers list go, and then we're gonna proceed to procedural motions that I have, because there is a lot of them. And I was told they want them after the TIA report. So anyone that wants to speak unrelated to those procedural motions that will come, you can speak in the speakers list, but afterwards, when we have procedural motions, I will kindly ask you if the proposer of the procedural motion allows for a speakers list to be opened, that only those relevant to that procedural motion speak, and we don't have other statements, so that we can be more efficient. So AMSA Austria is one on the speakers list. Anyone else? I see no hands raised. Oh, there is one. Slumsic Slovenia, I think it is. Or AMSB. No, Slumsic. Okay. And you can start AMSA Austria. 2 minutes as everyone else.
Dear IFMSA family, this is a statement on behalf of AMSA Austria, IFMSA Quebec, CISM Italy, COMSA Croatia, IFMSA Czech Republic, BVMD Germany, ANM France, FIMSIC Finland, IFCC Denmark, ALM Luxembourg, IX Catalonia, SLAMSIC Slovenia, CFMS Canada, IFMSA Brazil. Please raise your voting card or your virtual hand if you agree with this statement. With this statement, we want to address the efficiency of the plenary at this General Assembly. Firstly, we want to thank the plenary team, the CCC, and the team of officials for all of their work. However, we want to raise the following points. In the beginning of Plenary 3, we spent a lot of time talking about the motion raised by the plenary team used a PDF template that was not shared with NMOs and clarifying the interpretation of points of information and points of order, which differ from previous interpretation, leading to a lot of confusion. We emphasized the importance of considering past interpretation and precedences. During the same plenary, almost all submitted motions were invalid. This was the case for both the motions submitted by the NMOs and by the EB. While we understand that this creates additional workload, the plenary team and the CCC did not take the time to explain how to properly propose a motion, which would be very important, especially for new NMO presidents. Furthermore, the CCC told NMOs not to text them and shared the validity of the motions very late, sometimes changing their stance last minute, but that's the current situation of many invalid motions. Furthermore, many delays occurred due to very inefficient discussions between the EB and the plenary team that were held during the plenary, taking up everybody's time. We would like to stress that such discussions should be taking place in parallel or during a technical break. While the votes themselves were much faster than the discussions, we still observed many delays in the voting process, where it took the chair a long time to open every vote. We think it is important that votes are prepared ahead of time so the vote itself can be concluded swiftly. We also want to reiterate the importance of being on time, in particular keeping in mind delegates attending from different time zones. This applies to all NMOs and the TO. Furthermore, we want to stress the importance of having discussions before the plenary in president sessions, OSDs, and other spaces, including one-on-one conversations, and preparing by reading the submissions ahead of time. As the president interim said, we believe it is important to actively participate in the discussions before the plenaries in order to resolve any controversies or unclear matters in a timely manner. However, we would like the TO to be held to the same standard as the NMOs in this regard. As we only received their input on BCPs very late, for some BCPs only the evening before Plenary 3, there was simply not enough time to discuss.
2 minutes are up. Please share your statement on the server. Slovensky Slovenia.
We also have NM Portugal once being added to the speakers list.
Hi, Slovensky
Slovenia, before you start, sorry. The NM Portugal is being added on the list, but after that, does anyone else want to be on the speakers list? I will not repeat again, and we proceed further. We just received a statement on the plenary procedures, so let's participate together. Okay, Slovensky Slovenia, you can go.
Hi, Slovensky Slovenia, with him speaking. Dear IFMSA family, this statement is on behalf of Slovensky Slovenia, Kromsy Croatia, IFMSA Serbia, STMSA Estonia, and FIMSIC Finland. Please raise your voting flags if you support this statement. It has been 1 year since the issue of the GA fees was mentioned in March meeting 2023 in Estonia. Since that time, there has been no work done on this subject by the EB as far as we are aware. We have been hearing the same statements again and again, and truthfully, we do not believe that they make sense. The last time the GA fees were raised was in 2010, and given a very generous estimate of the annual worldwide average inflation rate of 3%, the cost of GAs have gone up more than 40%, even higher for some countries. A raise in GA fees is necessary in order to keep the GAs in person a valid option. We believe that we need to fix this situation as soon as possible, as prolonging this issue will have dire consequences, not only for NMOs, but also for IFMSA as a whole. As GAs are no longer financially sustainable, we will soon face the issue of not having GA hosts at all, which will severely hinder NMO engagement in IFMSA. Furthermore, I would like to address the famous statement that we have been given from EB for a year, which is that we need to find a better fee system. We agree with this statement, but we cannot live in the delusion that the new system would not increase all fees for every single NMO. We also believe that the overregulation of GA host conditions, which is present in the bylaws, creates a disparity between the required commodities and the available finances with the fees. To put the current situation in medical terms, we have a severely wounded trauma patient, and instead of administering the proper urgent care, we are debating developing a miracle cure while our patient is dying and waiting for treatment. Yes, we should make a better fee system, but in the meantime, we need to do damage control and apply a hot fix to the fees to fix the situation in the short term. Thank you.
This is Margarida, NM Portugal. Dear IFMSA family, this is a statement on behalf of NM Portugal, AMSA Austria, and Luxembourg. Feel free to raise your voting cards if you agree with these statements. We would like to raise awareness about the length of the policy documents, either renewed or built from scratch, presented at the General Assembly and to relevant stakeholders. We believe that the excessive size of some policy documents can pose a great obstacle to its thorough analysis by the NMOs, and therefore the input offered may not be as conscious and detailed as it could be. Furthermore, we share our concern on how effective this would be in our advocacy among stakeholders. We acknowledge that long and comprehensive analysis should be and already exists in other forms of documents, and that policy documents can refer to those, keeping a concise and comprehensive analysis. Accordingly, we believe efforts should be undertaken to ensure that the policy documents are succinct while upholding a relevant and high-quality discussion which could easily be used by the relevant IFMSA team of officials, members within the external and internal activities of IFMSA, as stated in point 17.1 of the IFMSA bylaws. Finally, we would also like to congratulate liaison officers, small working groups, policy commissions, and everyone involved in the creation of all policy documents for their continuous commitment in improving the advocacy of IFMSA, being content and structure-wise, guaranteeing that the vision and mission of our federation are accurately reflected and that our students are represented to the highest level.
Thank you, Anna in Portugal, for the statement as well as the other ones. So before we go on with the procedural motions, thank you for sharing the feedback. Will be incorporated as soon as possible, starting from this plenary. If you have any further feedback, please feel free to reach out, always available. Now, we have procedural motions that were shared with you in the document. Okay, I'm just gonna copy everything. So the first one, procedural motion number 1 from Kamsa Cameron. Kamsa Cameron, do you want a speakers list? Are you present? Sorry, hit the glass. Okay. We had a similar one from someone else. We chose this one. Let's see. We also had a similar one. Zimsa Zimbabwe, are you present? Nope. So because the procedural motion needs to be explained and the proposer is not here, we cannot address this procedural motion. So we will do that another time. Procedural motion number 2. Saki Kenya and Metzko Oman, are you present? Saki Kenya and Metzko Oman, if you're present, please raise your hand in Zoom. Okay, the same. Issue. Procedural motion number 3. In this case, it would be number 1. Because the other ones were not introduced, because the proposers are not here. So, procedural motion number 1 from IFMSA Spain. Do you want a speakers list before this? Is that a yes? No? So, procedural motion number 1 to change the agenda of plenary 4 to include agenda item any other business as the first agenda item. IFMSA Spain, need to explain? We get returning officer to give the mic.
David, him, IFMSA Spain. So the explanation for this procedural motion is that this motion aims to enable the submission of the simple motion for the acceptance of the payment plan of IFMSA Algeria that will be proposed by LEMSIC Lebanon. It takes place today and it's not expected to wait until tomorrow due to the urgency it posed for the affected NMO. You have all related information on the server. Thank you.
I might need to point of order in the procedural motion because it is the first agenda item and we went through the tier reports, which was the first agenda item. So in that case, to speed up this process, I hope this is okay with everybody. We will call this invalid. We will do this. And IFMS Spain, text of the motion that you could submit verbally right now to me would be to change the agenda of plenary 4 to include agenda item any other business as the second agenda item, which would do what you were just trying to do. Yes.
David, him, IFMSA Spain. We would like to submit a procedural motion to change the agenda of plenary 4 to include agenda item any other business as a second agenda item.
Okay. Please submit it also in the form for tracking purposes. IFMS Spain, want to explain?
Yes, so the explanation is that this motion aims to enable the submission of the simple motion for the acceptance of the payment plan of IFMSA Algeria that will be proposed by LEMSIC Lebanon. It takes place today and is not expected to wait until tomorrow due to the urgency it posed for the affected NMO. You have all the related information on the server. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for this procedural motion? LEMSIC Lebanon. Sania, we can start the vote.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm going to require a minute for this.
Okay.
Okay, I am opening the vote to confirm this is procedural motion number 2, right? Please log in to the Nemo vote. I'm going to wait for 5 more seconds. I am closing the vote. We have 34 NMOs in favor. We have 0 NMOs against. We have 7 NMOs abstaining. Total number of NMOs voting on this is 41. The motion passes with 2/3 majority. Would we need CCC to explain the implications of this?
Yes, we can. In regards to the procedural motions, as soon as we're done with the procedural motions, then we're gonna move into regular motions. And the first regular motion that we're gonna be looking into is the regular motion that was submitted from LEMSIC Lebanon in regards to the adoption of the payment plan of IFMSA Algeria. If the payment plan is approved by the General Assembly, for Plenary 5, we're gonna be having IFMSA Algeria having voting rights. So this is just some background information on how we can proceed after the adoption of procedural motion number 2.
Thank you. Nebojsa?
Thank you. So we would be in move this. So now we're in any other business point of the agenda. It takes place before the agenda on policy proposals, and we only have one regular motion. This, I will need to check the numbering to correct it. Meanwhile, we have more procedural motions that we will look into.
Do you want the number right now? I can help you with that if you want to go ahead with this.
We're gonna go ahead with the procedurals.
Okay.
And get back to it. So, procedural motion number 3, which was proposed by MSI India and FEVESOS in Venezuela. Are you both present? MSI India, if you're present, raise your hand, and FEVESOS as well. MSI India, do you know if they're here?
Hi, MSI India, I'm here.
No, but is Venezuela, or can you get them to join in?
Yeah, I will ask them.
Okay. In that case, we're gonna move on to the next one while you get them to join. Which would be as they're just coming in all the time. The CCC, is there the BCP, the procedural motion for suspension from IFMSA Panama? Was it deemed valid in the end?
Yeah, it was deemed valid from IFMSA Panama.
IFMSA Panama and?
I will get back to you. Give me 30 seconds to confirm.
Okay. And IFMSA Quebec.
Yep, that is correct. It's IFMSA Quebec.
Are you both present here? IFMSA Quebec, you should be around. Yes, and IFMSA Panama. They're there. Okay, so all of those that submitted procedural motions with someone else for suspensions, please try to get them to come here. I can't do anything about this. When you're not here, you cannot officially propose a procedural motion. Okay. In that case, we'll move on to the next one. CCC, the one from Saki, Kenya. Is it valid? Okay, we got Venezuela and MSI India. Okay, so MSI India is still here?
Yes.
Okay, so do you want the speakers list before this or not?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else wants to be on the speakers list? Okay, you can go.
We have another voting card raised here from Kromstin, Croatia for the speakers list.
Sorry, Kramsik, you're second on the list.
Just a correction, it would be MSI India who would be on the speakers list.
Okay.
Soham, he, him, MSI India speaking. It has been observed since the past few terms that due to high workload of EB positions, it has been very difficult for those with academic obligations to function to best of their ability. Thus, considering we have two experienced running candidates for the position of interim VPE and VPF respectively, they should get an opportunity to be part of the elections. If a candidate who is recently graduated and is relatively free can perform this task, they should be given the opportunity to do so. Thus, we would like the NMOs to provide them the opportunity to do so. We have noted in the previous years also that suspension of bylaws to make candidatures deemed valid by a CCC invalid to valid. All we ask is your consideration in doing the same. Thank you.
Kramsik, you can go.
Mati Hihim, Kromsik, Croatia. This statement is on behalf of Kromsik, Croatia, AMSA Austria, Slomsik, Slovenia, Limsa, Lithuania, and Alem, Luxembourg. Dear IFMSA family, with this statement, we would like to raise our concerns about the multiple candidatures submitted this term for applicants who are not medical students anymore. We would like to remind you that we are the International Federation of Medical Students Association, and that we have this regulated in our bylaws for a reason. We would like to call the NMOs to reflect on the implications of having non-medical students leading our federation. We already allow junior doctors who have graduated within 6 months before the start of the term to apply for our TO, and we don't believe that this should be extended further. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we will introduce procedure motion number 3 to suspend bylaws paragraph 3.82a of the IFMSA Constitution and bylaws until the end of the 73rd March meeting 2024 General Assembly, proposed by MSI India and Venezuela Venezuela. You have to explain what is written basically here.
I will go. Soham, MSI India, he, him speaking. We would want to suspend paragraph 3.82.8 of the IFMSA Constitution and bylaws until the end of 73rd March meeting 2024 General Assembly. Candidates Vedant Sunit Kumar Shukla and Linda Prato Nawaz are not eligible for the position of interim Vice President for External Affairs 2023-2024 and Vice President for Finances, also serving as Treasurer 24-25 respectively, because they are not medical students or graduated therefore within 6 months before the beginning of the term they are applying for. They received the certificate of finalizing academic medical training in February 2023 and in November 2023 respectively. So the bylaw should be suspended in order for their candidatures to be valid. By suspension of the bylaw, both the above candidates would become eligible to participate in the elections, providing a fair opportunity at the elections.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for this motion? This is a seconder.
Point of information.
Yes?
Mati Hihim Kromsi, Croatia. So we believe that this thing saying that suspension of the bylaws would make the candidates eligible is not actually true. As per the last CCC report shared on the NMO servers, there are multiple bylaws besides this one who are the reason for invalidity.
Thank you. CCC, can you provide?
Yes, we have actually been in contact with both the proposers, and we have made aware that they need to also submit a procedural motion to suspend bylaw 3.80. So they are aware of that, and they are willing to add another procedural motion. This is why we will allow it and consider it valid. So this is why this procedural motion is considered valid, because it's going to be followed from another one. If this procedural motion fails, then we're not going to have the second procedural motion, because there is no point, because as you said just now, the second procedural motion will not count for the exact same reason you mentioned now. But this is because it's the first, it's considered valid.
I'm only accepting points of information on the clarity of the procedure or points of order. No statements about the topics. I have Mr. Pakistan.
Thank you.
You're not very audible. Not really.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we have a question for the CCC. In case this procedural motion does pass and the bylaw does get suspended, the candidature would become valid for the duration of the General Assembly, if I'm not wrong. However, after the General Assembly is over, the bylaw becomes active again. So does that mean that the candidate, if elected, would be in violation of the bylaws while in office?
Hello. No, this does not mean it's going to be in violation of the FMSA Constitution and bylaws. It is said that a team of officials has to fulfill the requirements at the time of election. Since both bylaws are going to be suspended at the time of election, that means the team of officials, in this case, the VP at interim VP, and the VPF at the time of election, who are not in violation of the bylaws, and therefore they're not going to be in violation of the bylaws during the term. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to add additional interpretation before I address the point of information, I suppose, or point of order, I'm not sure. You can, if you do not have a rule and you implement it, you cannot apply it retroactively, at least not to my knowledge in IFMSA. It was not done. So this does apply in law in certain cases, but in IFMSA it was not really applied. So when you suspend a ballot paragraph and you take a decision between this time of suspension of that ballot paragraph and when it's reinstated, the decisions you made in between those 2 points in time will remain valid, because at the time of their taking, they were valid. IFMSA NL.
Lord Leveau, IFMSA NL CT. Isn't this motion invalid because the explanation is in the procedural motion itself? Like, shouldn't it just say to be a valid motion to suspend bylaw paragraph 3.82A, etc., until General Assembly? Like the A, B, C, and the A, B, C part should all be gone from the procedural motion, right?
So there is a specific way procedural motions for suspensions of ballot paragraphs are made, which is specified here. And it says that they should explain in writing and orally why the paragraph was not observed, which is point A. Point B, why the paragraph needs to be suspended here. And point C, how the suspending the paragraph is going to solve the issue. So they need to submit it together with the procedural motion. Does that clarify your question? Awesome. Okay. With that, we go to seconders. Does anyone second this motion? Dan in Brazil? Sania, we can vote.
Awesome. I am going to confirm this is procedural motion number 3. And I am opening the vote. Please log into your Nemo vote. I am going to close the vote in 5 seconds. In favor of the motion, number of animals who have voted in favor are 18, against 21, abstain 10. Total number of animals who have voted on this is 49. The motion fails to achieve 2/3 majority.
All right. Just as an FYI, this motion cannot be reinstated by the same proposer. Whether that refers to combination of them or just individually, or individually as well, I'm not entirely sure, depends on CCC interpretation. So if MSI India or Resource in Venezuela want to resubmit this motion, you will need to approach CCC. Okay, I hear FMSA Panama is back in the room. Can you raise your flag? Okay, so we have procedural motion number 4 from FMSA Panama, FMSA Quebec. Do you want the speakers list? No? Okay. So procedural motion number 4 to suspend bylaws paragraph 3.80c of FMSA Constitution and bylaws until the end of March meeting 2024 General Assembly. Proposed by FMSA Panama and FMSA Quebec. You need to explain roughly what is written here at least.
Yes, as it says in the procedural motion, we want to suspend the bylaws 3.88c of the IFMSA Constitution and bylaws until the end of the March meeting, 2024 General Assembly. First of all, the candidate included one additional page in their candidature forms, which resulted in the template sharing the respective call not to be respected. We want like this to be, we don't think that this is something that should avoid the candidature from TEFO. So we wanted like to make this sure. It also says that the paragraph needs to be suspended in order to validate Angela's candidature for FMSA president for this term. So I think that's the explanation. It says what it says. Yeah.
Point of order, I think chair is muted.
Thank you very much. I didn't notice. So I was saying that it is definitely written. However, the bylaws paragraph on how to suspend bylaws paragraphs refers that you have to, in writing and orally, explain your procedural motion. You completed it in writing, CCC. Have they completed it orally as well? Or do they need to read on?
No, for procedural motions to suspend bylaws, they need to write it down.
I know they wrote it, but what they read, was it enough?
Yeah, it was enough. Yes.
Okay. Proposed by Mr. Pano and Mr. Quebec. Do we have a seconder? MP Ecuador. Tania, you can open the vote.
Thank you. I am going to open it. To confirm, this is procedural motion number 4, right?
Yes.
Awesome. I am going to open the motion. I'm going to close the motion in 5 seconds. I am going to close the motion. Sorry, close the vote. We have 35 NMOs in favor, 7 NMOs against, 5 NMOs that abstain. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 47. The motion passes with 2/3 majority.
That point of information ordered by AMSA.
Hi, Zoe, AMSA Austria. Can we please not clap for suspending bylaws, even if we're happy about it, but just because it's not a good thing to do? Thank you.
Thank you. CCC, can you clarify what now happens?
Yes, since the procedural motion to suspend the bylaw, this given bylaw was adopted by the General Assembly, the candidature for presidency 2024-2025 is now considered valid, and tomorrow at Plenary 5 will be eligible to be voted on. Is that clear for everyone?
Yep.
Perfect.
Thank you. With this, I don't believe we have valid procedural motions anymore. There was one. Zimsa Zimbabwe, are you present? No. Okay. Did we miss any procedural motions that are submitted and present proposers? If we did, raise your hand. No. Okay. So then we will We will continue with the agenda item, any other business, which has, Sonia, I think this is now 11.
Wait, this is for the policies, right? I think we finish 8 and this would be 9, unless we voted on Algeria. We have not, right?
We're now in Algeria.
Okay, so this would be 9 if I'm not wrong.
It's going to be 11 because we had 10 reports. So, regular motion number 11 to approve the payment plan of IFMSA Algeria as shared on the server, on the Animal server on the 4th of March. This was proposed by Lemsik Lebanon. Do you want to explain? There is a speakers list request. Oh. Yes.
Naim Lamsik Lebanon speaking. During AM23 in India, the IFMSA Algeria ANMO president, acting as an observer, settled their debt for the previous term since they could only process cash payments and no bank transactions. IFMSA Algeria has not received an invoice for these fees in due time. Moreover, the limited time frame has made it challenging for them to establish a feasible payment plan on time. We highly appreciate the ABS and ANMO's attention and assistance in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you. I will consider this as proposal explaining, and then we have a speakers list with IFMSA Algeria, DEO, EB, I'm not sure, you'll tell me. So, anyone else? Algeria, you can go.
Nadim, IFMSA Algeria speaking. Dear animals, during the last GA in India, I attended as an observer.
Algeria, you're not very audible. There is a break in your sound.
Am I audible now?
Not really, still breaking. I assume it's even worse in the room.
What about now? Am I audible?
Worse than before.
Okay, give me 1 second, please. Am I audible now?
In the room, how do you hear him? Not great.
Yes, we hear them.
You hear, but it's not very understandable, I guess.
It's better than before.
Okay, let's try. And then if we need to, we're going to repeat. You can
Nazim,
go.
IFMSA Algeria speaking. Dear animals, during the last GA in India, I attended as an observer in order to pay my animals debts from the previous term 22-23 and left our suspension after not being able to pay in time in March 2023 due to the situation in the animal and the impossibility to make bank transactions. Once we paid in August 2023, the suspension was lifted and we got our voting rights back. On the 1st of March 2024, we received the invoice of this term, 23-24, from the VPF a few hours before the first plenary, which generated distress within the national EB. Rushing to find a solution, we sent a payment plan, which only got invalidated yesterday. We understand that this is a hectic week for everyone. However, the shortcomings were very delicate to deal within the perfect way possible. We hereby call upon the EB and the animals to understand our situation and provide us with the right assistance to get our voting rights back as soon as possible. Thank you for understanding.
Thank you. TO or who?
It's not TO. Hello, it's FMSA President at interim. So even though the VPF is not here, I think that we should clarify, so I will do it on my behalf. So dear NMOs, I would like to provide an explanation regarding FMSA Algeria and their voting rights in March meeting 24 to ensure the necessary background before the following motion, which refers to their debt and voting rights. FMSA Algeria resolved their previous outstanding debts after completing a cash payment and successfully proceeding with a motion during the plenary in AM23. Debts which had initially led to the suspension in the previous term. However, after the official restoration of their membership in September 2023, an invoice for the membership fee 23-24 should have been issued and for the payment to be settled promptly by the end of the term. Unfortunately, this process was missed and it was not completed promptly. Upon realizing this matter, IFMS Algeria was contacted on an urgent basis to rectify the situation before the General Assembly and establish a payment plan. IFMS Algeria submitted the payment plan on March 1st, 2024, prior to Plenary 1. However, the proposed installment date of August 8, 2024 was not in accordance with the bylaws. After the opening of the plenary, the FMSA doesn't have any decision-making power, as the General Assembly is the body to vote and make decisions. Apart from this, it's crucial to mention that the current version of the bylaws regarding payment plans is not absolutely clear, leading to a need for interpretation on the ability to propose and adopt payment plans after August meetings. This matter has been problematic, especially for NMOs that can't proceed with bank transfers and can only pay in cash during meetings, a payment method that by definition requires a payment plan. This struggle applies also to FMSA Algeria. We kindly request NMOs to consider approving the payment plan for a membership fee 2324 for IFMSA Algeria proposed by Lemsing Lebanon, as this is the only way to help them in regaining their voting rights if the CCC deems the motion valid. This will enable them to participate in the democratic processes and elections of new leadership within our federation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So we're done with the speakers list. Do we have a seconder? Check someone from online. So let me say Libya. Do we have any amendments to this? ECC, you're raising your hand.
Yes, just a point of information. The payment plan was shared in the NMO server on the 4th of March, was deemed invalid because it was missing one of the two signatures. We have been in contact with IFMS Algeria. They have corrected the mistake and provided a new copy of the payment plan in the NMO server on the 5th of March, and that payment plan is valid. So our only recommendation from the proposer, Lemsig Lebanon, is to amend the motion to 5th of March, so it's clear.
Okay. Do we have an amendment? Do we have an amendment? Consecration?
So instead of 4th to be 5th of March, 2024.
Thank you. Does the proposer accept?
Yes.
Does the seconder accept?
Yes.
Okay, therefore it is incorporated. Do we have any further amendments?
Point of information, it was said 5th of March, 2024. Thank you.
Okay, any further amendments? I don't see any. Do we have a direct negative? I don't see any direct negatives either. Still no. Okay, therefore this motion passes nemo contra. CCC, with this, they gain their voting rights, correct?
They will gain their voting rights with plenary 5.
Okay. We do not have any other motions for any other business agenda item that were received yesterday to be tabled today. We have some that were received today that will be tabled tomorrow. So I'm proceeding to the next point of the agenda, which would be policies. Okay, I've added most, if not all, hopefully, policy proposals and like their amendments. Importantly being the amendments. So the first motion is about Is there a speakers list request? No? Okay. Before we go on with policies, we need a clarification because so the way for policies to be amended is well, it's complicated when you do it during the GA. When you do it before 19th of February or 19th of July, it is enough that you inform the proposer who can incorporate that amendment or not. They can incorporate the amendment themselves. However, after 19th of February or 19th of July, and if things are done during the General Assembly meeting, they have to be submitted to the chair. Therefore, even though amendments were shared on the server, officially in the General Assembly meeting, they were not submitted to the General Secretariat that redistributes those to the NMOs, so that we can simply say that we can amend the motion of the text of the motion to say the latest version submitted on the server. This is done intentionally, so the process of amending policies, their content specifically, is cumbersome and difficult, which you will feel now. As you saw on the server, we have 10 to 12 amendments, and we will need to vote on each one. And each one will need a 2/3 majority to pass. So I'm going to repeat in case someone was not paying attention. The way it goes is that we have a regular motion to adopt the amended version. That version is the latest one shared until the 19th of February, or in this case, 19th of February. After that, any amendments you want to make, you submit them to the chair, which also can include NMO server. The chair introduces the amendment during the General Assembly meeting at the point of deliberation about the policy, and then that amendment is voted on by 2/3 majority to be incorporated. As a point of information from LPH.
Yes, thank you so much, Nagosha. So as from the communication that the liaison officers had with the CCC, on the 4th of March, they said that there was no voting procedure required for the policy documents amendments if we submitted the amended version of the document to the chair. Because of this misunderstanding, multiple LOs, myself included, incorporated amendments including grammatical errors in the policy documents. I have two questions. The first question being, does that mean these grammatical errors would need to be voted to? And the second question is, in case the answer to the first question is yes, so for the sake of everyone's mental health, would it be appropriate to withdraw the amended version and vote on the 19th of February version? Would that still stand valid in this case?
You are allowed to withdraw your amendment. And there was a recent introduction to the policies that any grammatical changes can be done by the IFMSA Secretary General between the GA meetings, and these are to be shared with the NMOs immediately. So any grammatical changes, if they are truly grammatical, can be fixed by the IFMSA Secretary General, which would be the VPA. In regards to all the other motions, amendments, it is up to the CCC to determine how many amendments technically we have to be voted upon. And as far as I'm aware, each one is considered as one amendment at this time, which may not always be the case, but at the moment, all of them are one amendment. So only one vote for each of the amendments.
Okay, quick question. By one, do you mean by all of them all the amendments would be claimed as a single amendment, or there would be multiple amendments that we'll have to vote on? I think that's the confusion.
So if you changed something in page 1, something in page 10, something in page 15, it would all be considered as one amendment, irrespective of the fact it's in different pages. So we're only voting once on the amended side of things. Any
Noted.
further questions? LPH?
Yeah, just to clarify from what I personally understood, does that mean we'll open the motion and then you'll ask for amendments and we'll just say that, we are voting on all the amendments together or
So
each?
I'm broadcasting to explain how to go. So I'll read the motion about the amendment, about the policy, say it's proposed by whom. If we have a seconder, we proceed the amendment. Then I will introduce the amendment that was shared to me by bylaws the day prior, broadcast it here if possible. Otherwise, I will need to open a document from the email server. If I missed any of the amendments that were shared with me, you will need to point that out. So I search over my email to confirm that it's there or not there. And then we go for voting on each one of the amendments. We do not ask for proposers and seconders because that process is done to vote or not vote on something, but here we have to vote per bylaw, so we immediately proceed to a vote. We can have a speakers list if someone wants to ask something about the proposed amendment because they were shared late in the sense of other processes for them to be confirmed, and because they're introduced by the chair at the time of voting, technically, I'm allowing speakers list for any questions. Any further clarifications? NMOs understand what's going on? LPH?
Yeah, so can I withdraw the grammatical errors at least for now? Because it would be hard to track them.
When we get to each of the policies, you know where there are grammatical errors. Please notify us so that we do not have them. Okay. With that, I guess we can proceed. So we have regular motion number 11 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on access to medicines. Tabled by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain?
No, thank you.
Okay. MSI India, is that a point of information or you're preemptively raising your hand?
Point of information, is it regular motion number 11 or 12?
Excuse me, can you repeat?
Is it 11 or 12?
Thank you for the point of information. It's 12 because of the Algeria motion. Okay. Any seconders? MSB Bulgaria. So amendment from the TO in this case was probably quite large, so I had to do it like this. Oh, actually not. We can do it like that. So all of these were shared on the server with you as well. So I'm gonna assume that you've been able to see them at least, that they are there. Theo, can you confirm that this is the whole amendment for this policy? Or there are some other things that I need to broadcast for the NMOs?
No, it's only this, but the only thing is that it doesn't follow 3.2 directly. It's a part in 3.2, so I don't know if it can be confusing to have 3.2 there. You get my point?
Yes, so the actual text of it
Yes.
later on will be what you submitted as like the final version of the document. That's how I will consider it as chair and the one being in charge of the minutes. So this is here for clarity's sake for people to see, but I will remove it. Okay. Does anyone have questions about the policies? Not this policy amendment. No, so we go to a vote.
Awesome. I am okay.
To clarify, you have in favor of the original motion, in favor of the amendment, and abstain. The same as for the BCPs.
In favor of the amendment or in favor of the amended motion?
In favor
Point
of
of order.
Yes,
I don't think that Embassy Bulgaria accept the amendment.
so there is no need to accept the amendment. I didn't ask the proposer either, because we immediately proceed to a vote. The proposer and seconder option are used only to prevent extra voting.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. So in favor of the original motion, in favor of the amendment, and abstain.
Okay, thank
The
you.
option is clear before you open. Animals? All clear? Okay, you can proceed.
Please log into your Nemo vote. Going to wait for 5 more seconds. Going to close the vote now. We have 9 in favor of the original motion. We have 32 in favor of the amendment. We have 3 NMOs who have abstained. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 44. With this, with a 2/3 majority, the amendment is incorporated.
Thank you. Do we have, well, we don't have any further amendments. Do we have amendments to the motion text, possibly? Streams of Switzerland? Have a point of information or order?
Kevin from Switzerland speaking. I believe it was 32 in favor of the amendment. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Tania, can you check?
Yes, I am going to, I'll have to find the motion.
You said 44, so it's 32. We will double check and correct the minutes. Thank you, Swimsa, for helping us with the minutes actively during the General Assembly. Really appreciate it. So, do we have amendments? We can still have them for motion text. Okay. Do we have a direct negative? Medicine Sudan, is that a direct negative? Or raise your hand for something else?
Yes, it's a direct negative.
Do you want to explain?
No, thank you.
Does anyone have an alternative motion? I don't see.
No, as well.
Okay, so Nia, then we vote for this.
Yes. Um, the motion should be open now. Kindly log into your Nemo vote. The motion number remains the same. I am going to close the vote. 3, 2, 1. We have 38 NMOs who have voted in favor. We have 2 who have voted against. We have 2 who have abstained. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this motion is 42. With this, the motion passes with the 2/3 majority.
Sonia, can you repeat the numbers again?
Yes. In favor, 38, 38.
Thank you.
Against, 2.
And abstain to 42.
Yeah.
Okay. We move on to the next motion to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on antimicrobial resistance, tabled by IFMSA Theo. Do you want to explain? IFMSA Theo, accept, yeah.
IFMSA LPH?
Okay.
Yeah, wish to explain.
Okay. You can explain. LPH, we can hear you.
Yeah, we don't wish to explain the policy or the motion.
Can you repeat? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was saying that we don't wish to explain the motion.
We don't wish to. I'm really sorry. I can't really hear. Maybe it's the mic or me.
Yeah, I was saying that we don't wish to explain. That's all.
You don't wish to explain the motion. Okay. So do we have a seconder? MSI India. So we had amendment from the TO. As shared here, is the amendment clear? Are there any questions about it? Theo, can you confirm this is the amendment, LPH?
Yes, this is the amendment, and there is another amendment, which is to change these alarming statistics to the alarming global evidence. I'm sending it on the chat as well for your convenience.
Did you send this in another email? Or it was not included in the email text?
Yeah, as highlighted before, it was not included in the email since it was a grammatical change, but this is the change that we wish to have it as an amendment at least.
So it's included in the document that you sent that has all the amendments.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'll allow it. So, as stated before, CCC has interpreted that all of these are one amendment, according to my knowledge. So this would be one vote for the amendment. Well, in favor of the original, in favor of the amendment, or abstain. Sonia, we can open the vote.
Okay, just give me a minute. To confirm, this is motion number 13 and for the amendment, right?
Yep.
Thank you. Just cross-checking everything. Should be good to go. I am opening the vote right now. NMOs, please complete your voting. We are still waiting for at least 10 NMOs to vote on this. Going to wait for 10 more seconds.
You can also speed up the voting from your side when we're done with the amendment and it asks Ania to open a vote. You can already be there or a little bit earlier even.
I am closing the vote. In favor of the original motion, number of NMOs who have voted is 6. In favor of the amendment, the number of NMOs who have voted is 34. The number of NMOs who have abstained is 2. Total number of NMOs who have voted is 42. With this, the amendment gets incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
Thank you. Any further amendments to motion text or something? No. Do we have a direct negative? Cromsey Croatia? Do we have an alternative motion or anyone else? No. Sania, we can vote.
I am opening up the vote. NMOs, please log in to your Nemo vote and complete your votes. We are still on 39. 3 to 4 NMOs can still vote on this. I'm going to wait for 5 more seconds. I am going to close the vote. We have 38 NMOs in favor, 0 NMOs against, 1 NMO who has abstained. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 39. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
Thank you. Congrats. Also for the previous ones. So before I proceed, there is a procedural motion by AMSA Hong Kong. CCC is on it. Is it okay if we proceed for now until we confirm the validity?
Yeah, we're trying to get in contact with AMSA Hong Kong because we need valid to validate it and we will get back to it.
Okay, this is just a notice to everyone that there will be a procedural motion at some point. So regular motion 14 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on gender equity proposed by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain?
We don't want to explain.
Okay, do we have a seconder? IFMSA, I don't know who's that in the back. Okay, IFMSA Quebec. They love seconding motions now. So do we have any amendments other than this one? Okay, I have an amendment proposed by the Theo. Theo, can you confirm that this is the only amendment you have sent to me? And if this is the correct one?
Yes, this is the amendment, but can you admit LRA in the Zoom?
Okay. Returning officers, can you admit LRA? Also make sure LRA is named properly. I mean, from your side as the ones entering the call. So returning officers know who to accept. But also you have the webinar access, so I'm not sure where the laptop is. Is LRA entered? We can proceed. Okay, you confirm that this is the amendment. Does anyone need clarification further on this? No. Okay, so we go to a vote for the amendment. Same thing as last time.
Yes, noted. Just give me a minute. There is Nebosha, could you check your
Yep,
chat? Okay, thank you. This motion can go without any problem. It's not dependent on that.
Did you open the vote?
I am sorry. It's going to require the renumbering because of the thing that I mentioned.
Okay.
Wait. I am sorry for this. Yeah. 7374. I am opening up the motion. Please log into the Nemo vote. Yes, gender equity.
There are 49 animals on the platform and 35 have voted.
Nebosha, please check your Telegram in meantime. I'm going to wait for 5 more seconds to close the vote. I am going to close the vote now. In favor of the original motion, 4. In favor of the amendment, 36. Number of animals who have abstained is 4. Total number of animals who have voted on this is 44. With this, the amendment gets incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
Okay, further amendments? I don't see any. Do we have direct negative? I don't see any direct negatives. Therefore, this motion passes nemo contra. And this policy is adopted by 2/3 majority, essentially. Okay, Sunny, is it now okay?
Wait, we just finished voting on amendment, Nebosha. We need
Yes,
to.
there was no direct negative.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So
Yeah,
we're
that
gonna
should be okay.
to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on fossil fuel divestment, tabled by IFMSA TO. Want to explain?
IFMSA LPH on behalf of the team of officials, we do not wish to explain.
Okay, do we have a seconder for this motion? I think that's FimSig Finland in the back. I see well. Yes. Do we have any amendments? I didn't find any on my email. Here, is that correct? Okay, I'm gonna assume that's correct. Any other amendments to motion text? No. Do we have a direct negative? I don't see any, therefore this motion passes nemo contra and policy is adopted by 2/3 majority.
Okay, we are going to, for Nemo vote to reorganize, I'm going to take 30 seconds.
It's okay. We're gonna take a bit. So the next regular motion, number 16, to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on gender representation in medical curriculum and research, proposed by the TO. Want to explain?
No explanation.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Is someone online? Malaysia. Yeah. So I received this amendment from the TO. Can you tell me if this is the correct amendment?
If it's the one sharing the server, is the corrected one.
This was from the email excerpt. That's where I took it from. Is there anything else that you shared? Or that's it?
That's it.
Okay, any questions about the amendment? No. Therefore, we proceed to a vote. Sania, whenever you can.
Awesome. This is going to be for the amendment right now. It should be regular motion number 6. Sorry, regular motion number 16. I am opening the motion. Please log into the Nemo vote and complete your voting. We just have 31 NMOs who have registered the vote until now. I'm going to wait for 10 more seconds. Please enter the Nemo vote and complete your voting.
There are 50 NMOs on the platform, and we don't have that many votes.
We can wait for 10 more NMOs. NMOs, please be a little quick if possible.
We can close the vote in 5, 2, 1. You can close the vote.
We have one NMO who has voted in favor of the original motion. We have 37 NMOs who have voted in favor of the amendment. We have 4 NMOs who have abstained. The total number of NMOs who have voted is 42. With this, the amendment gets incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
Okay, do we have further amendments? The motion text? No. Do we have direct negative? Swimsa Switzerland. Do we have an alternative motion? No. Sonia, you can open the vote.
I am opening up the vote. Please log into the Nemo vote and complete the voting. Going to wait for 5 more seconds.
There's a point of information.
We're having some trouble with the internet. Sorry.
Okay.
Wait a little bit longer.
Going to wait for 10 more seconds. If more time is required, let us know.
I think we'll need more time. Sorry.
No worries, take your time. We are going to wait as long as it takes you. Once you're done, let us know so that we have some indicators.
It's done. Thank you.
Okay. Going to wait for 5 more seconds for if any other NMO is facing difficulty.
Sonia,
I am going to close the vote now. In favor, number of NMOs who have voted is 39. Against, 4. Abstain, 1. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this motion is 44. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
So regular motion number 17 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on healthy aging and life course proposed by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain?
No, we don't wish to explain.
Okay. Do we have a seconder? Seems to Cyprus. We had an amendment from the TO. Can you confirm that this is the amendment? Or is there something else?
Yes, this is the amendment.
Okay. Anyone need the explanation about the amendment? Okay. So Sonia, you can open the vote.
Yes, on it.
Point of information, time size written with a Y.
Thank you.
To reconfirm, this should be regular motion number 17, right?
Yes.
Okay. I am opening the vote right now.
We have a point of information from EMS Austria.
They
Rebecca
Yep.
Hamza Austria, as you heard, the vote says to adopt the amended policy proposal and not to adopt the amendment.
Sonia, what are the options?
The options for this are, just give me a minute. The options are in favor of the original motion, in favor of the amendment, and abstain. Wait, it shows to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal. So I don't understand what's the AMSA Austria point of information right now.
I think they're talking about the text of it.
The text of the motion itself or text of the options?
Text of the motion.
Okay, what are you able to see?
To adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on healthy aging and life goals, shouldn't we be adopting the amendment?
No, because the original motion is to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on healthy aging and life course, as we have been for all until now.
Okay. Sonia, to avoid confusion for them after this, can we call it voting on the amendment? Voting about the amendment?
There is an acronym on top if you can see A, I, and C, but if you see that, it's for amendment, and if need be for the NMOs, I can write it in full text.
AMSA Austria, would you prefer to have full text in the future?
I think it would be more clear.
Okay, thank you. So far we have 38 votes. We're not interrupting the vote. We'll clarify from the next one what it's about. We have 41 NMOs that have voted. Close the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it.
The NMOs who have voted in favor of the original motion is 6. Number of NMOs who have voted in favor of the amendment is 33. The number of NMOs who have voted for abstain is 2. Total number of NMOs who have voted is 41. With this, the amendment is incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
All right, do we have further amendments for the motion text or some motion text only? No, do we have a direct negative? All the way in the back left part of the room. Is that BVMD? Yep, BVMD. Okay, do you want to explain? No. Do we have an alternative motion? No. Proceed to a vote.
Just give me a minute. I'm going to open the vote. I'm going to open the vote now.
We have 38 animals that have voted, and there are 48 with voting rights present. That means that about 25% of you are on the platform but are not voting. Is there any particular reason we should wait now? Okay, we have about 42 now. So closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sania, you can close it.
We have 36 NMOs who have voted in favor. We have 3 NMOs who have voted against. We have 4 NMOs who have abstained. The total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 43. With this, the motion passes with the 2/3 majority. Uh,
Regular motion number 18 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on patient involvement in medical education proposed by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain?
Hello, can we check if LME is in the room in Zoom?
Yes.
She is not, I believe.
Therefore, no, we don't want to explain.
Okay. Do we have a seconder for this motion? IFMSA Poland. Theo, can you confirm that this is the amendment that you shared? Or is there anything else that I missed?
Yes. If it is what was shared in the server, it is what it is.
Okay. I believe it is. I copied from the email. Any questions about the amendment? No. Sania, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Let us know when you open.
Yeah, it's open. Sorry.
Okay. With 36 animals that have voted, there are 49 on the platform. Typically get 42, 43 votes, so please finish the voting. There's now 40 that have voted. We're at 42. We're gonna close the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sonia, you can close the vote.
Yep. Wait. Just give me a minute. Number of NMOs who have voted in favor of the original motion is 4. Number of NMOs who have voted in favor of the amendment is 36. Number of NMOs who have abstained is 2. Total number of NMOs who have voted for this is 42. With this, the amendment is incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
Okay, further amendments? I see none. Do we have a direct negative? Mrs. Spain, want to explain? No. Authority motion? No. We proceed to a vote.
Yes, opening the NEMO vote.
Let us know when you open. You did?
Yes, please log into the NEMO vote and register your vote. I am going to close the NEMO vote in 3 seconds. We have 40 NMOs who have voted in favor. We have no NMOs, that is 0 NMOs who have voted against. We have 4 NMOs who have abstained. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 44. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
Motion number 19 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on peace and health tabled by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain?
FMSA LRP on behalf of the TO, no, I don't want to explain.
And do we have a seconder? LIMSA Lithuania. So we have 2 amendments for this proposal. We're gonna go through them one by one. Is that correct? Am I missing any? I have this one from the TO, and I have this one from PMSA Palestine.
I incorporated the one from PMSC Palestine, is the same one.
Okay, thank you. So it's only gonna be one amendment because it is one, although twice submitted. So is this your amendment, Theo?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? No, we proceed to a vote.
Okay, this should be regular motion number 19. Amendment. I am opening up the vote right now.
48 NMOs on the platform, 37 have voted. If you face any issues, let us know. But to get from the point of 37 to 42, 43 that we normally have takes about 45 seconds. So either I will speed you up and not take your vote into account even though you're here, or we can maybe assist you. Okay, we have 42 votes here. I'm gonna do countdown. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can close the vote.
We have 3 NMOs who have voted in favor of the original motion. We have 38 NMOs who have voted in favor of the amendment. We have 2 NMOs who have abstained. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 43. With this, the amendment is incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
Okay, do we have further amendments? No. Do we have a direct negative? I see no flags, no hands raised. Consider that there is no direct negative. Motion passes nemo contra or by 2/3 majority. Okay. Moving on to the next point, which would be regular motion number 20 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on pregnancy and infant health, tabled by IFMSA Theo. Do you want to explain?
Clare, are you in the room?
Is LA in the room? I don't know. We will need to communicate also.
Okay, so no, we don't want to explain.
Okay. Do we have a seconder? Colombia? In the back? Yeah. Assam's call Colombia. I didn't receive any amendments or I missed the email. Is this correct? There are no amendments, Theo? I don't. Okay.
Yep.
Yes? Yep. Okay. Do we have any amendments for the motion text? No. Do we have a direct negative? IFMSA Sweden? You want to explain? No. We have alternative motion? No. We proceed to a vote.
To confirm, this is regular motion number 20. The vote should be open right now.
Forty-nine animals present, 37 have voted. Still the same number. Anyone need assistance? 41. We're gonna close the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can close the vote.
We have 37 NMOs who have voted in favor of the motion. We have 4 NMOs who have voted against. We have 4 NMOs who have abstained. The total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 45. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
Thank you. We proceed to the next one. Motion number 21 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on rural health tabled by IFMSA. Theo, you want to explain?
No, we don't wish to explain. Thank you.
Do we have a seconder? Kazakhstan. This is the amendment by the Theo. Can you confirm? Anything else?
Yes, it is the amendment indeed.
Okay. Any questions about the amendment? Okay, Sania, we proceed to a vote.
Okay, I'm going to require a minute. Amendment. I am opening the vote. Nebosha, could you confirm this is regular motion number 21 for me, please?
Yes.
Awesome.
Vote is currently open, everyone. So 27 votes.
We just have 34 votes. Animals, please log in and complete the voting.
Sania, we can close the vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can close the vote.
We have 0 NMOs who have voted in favor of the original motion. We have 38 NMOs who have voted in favor of the amendment. We have 3 NMOs that have abstained. Total number of NMOs who have voted for this is 41. With this, the amendment is incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
Okay. Do we have any further amendments? I don't see any further amendments. Do we have a direct negative? From Croatia? I'm not sure if I heard someone trying to speak or it's just background noise for me. Okay, Kromsik, you don't want to explain, I assume. Do we have an alternative motion? No, we proceed to a vote. Sania, you open the vote?
Yes, sorry. I am opening up the vote. Please log into the Nemo vote and ensure you have registered your vote.
39 animals have voted. So let's say in 10 seconds, you can finish your votes. 6, 5, 4, 3. Still having 41. So
The vote is closed. In favor, 38 NMOs have voted in favor, 0 NMOs have voted against, 3 NMOs have abstained. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 41. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
So the motion for the policy passed by 2/3 majority. Yeah. Moving on to motion number 22, I would say. Yep. To adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on road safety and health tabled by IFMSA Theo. Want to explain?
No, thank you.
We have a seconder. Medicine Sudan. Do we have, well, we do have an amendment by the Theo. Theo, do you confirm that this is your amendment?
Yes, it is indeed.
Okay, any questions about it? No, we proceed to a vote. Sonia, you can open it.
Thank you. Going to open. We just have 38 NMOs who have voted until now. NMOs, please log into the Nemo vote and complete your voting. Going to wait for 10 more seconds.
Sonia, you can start closing the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can close the vote.
In favor of the original motion, we have 3 votes. In favor of the amendment, we have 37 votes. NMOs who have abstained is 3. Total number of NMOs who have voted for is 43. With this, the amendment is incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
We have further amendments. I don't see any. Do we have a direct negative? From Secretia. To delete the other animal. Do you want to explain? Assume not. Do we have alternative motion? I see none. We proceed to a vote. Sonia, whenever you can.
Awesome. To confirm, this is motion number 22.
Yes.
Opening the vote.
Let us know when it's open. The vote is currently open. $35 have voted. $8, 40. Okay, 41. So now we can close the vote in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can close the vote.
Number of NMOs who have voted in favor is 4242. Number of NMOs who have voted against is 0. Number of NMOs who have abstained is 4. Total number of NMOs who have voted for this motion is 46. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
Okay, and we proceed to the next one. There's a point of information by Ellery before we proceed. Ellery, is that a statement or you can unmute? This was road safety and health policy. You can't unmute. Okay. Do you don't want to or technically cannot unmute? It's okay. Returning officers, can you find Ellery in Zoom and unmute? Don't have co-hosting rights, so cannot. And Ellery dropped the call. Here, is it relevant for us to wait for Ellery?
Nebosha, did you say that she left the call?
I can't find participant Ellery. Okay.
Okay, so
She joined again.
yes, she's in the waiting room.
Ellery, can you try to unmute now? Okay, returning officers, is it possible for you to unmute? And is it possible for IFMSA webinar or slash Zoom, whatever it is now, to give me co-host? Theo, is it relevant for Ellery to speak now?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my say LRA is on the call with me, so maybe I can unmute I'm unmuted already, so I can put her on speaker and she can speak, if that's okay.
You read my thoughts. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Hello, sorry. LRA. Oh, yeah. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hi, LRA here. So my phone is almost dying. I'm at hospital. So I just want to say In the email I sent out, my internet was really laggy. So I know we said the amendment was correct, but I didn't hear it. So that was my mistake. So I didn't communicate it well. But there are also other amendments. So I changed a couple equality to equity. So that was not included in the amendment of the gender representation in medical curriculum and research policy. And I think that is really important to read because my internet was really bad already.
Okay, so from my understanding, what LRA just said in the policy proposal, regular motion number 16, on gender representation in medical curriculum and research, there was another amendment that was not displayed, that was shared. So
So I changed a couple equalities. They're all highlighted in green as well. Yeah, many apologies. And also to the LOS that's coming next.
So is this still correct? Can someone else speak on behalf of LRA? Because it's very difficult to understand and she can text you. Is this what was supposed to be displayed? Because we could not really understand what LRA was saying. Okay, can one of the TO members paraphrase what LRA just said? For people in the room, I'm being told that my plenary team there could not really understand, so I assume the whole room did not understand what just was said.
Can we have LPH?
Anyone that you want, you can just
2 minutes. 2 minutes, please.
like a statement or a break. 2 minutes.
Technical break. We are trying to understand.
Okay, because this passed already, and we can just go to the next one, and by the end of this agenda point, we can return and you can clarify with LRA what
Yes.
what was the point of information. Thank you. We finished 22 and we are now on 23. Motion 23 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on sexual misconduct in university and workplace. Tabled by IFMSA TO, do you want to explain? Assume not. Do we have a seconder? IMCC Denmark. This was the amendment by the TO submitted to me. Is this the correct amendment? Anything else missing?
Yes, correct. It's correct.
Thank you. Any questions about the amendment? No. Okay, Sonia, you can open the vote.
Thank you. Going to open the vote on this. I am going to open the vote right now for the amendment. Okay, there is a question. Who has seconded this information? Borsha, could you just answer that?
Yeah, Mark.
Thank you.
Did you open the vote?
Yes, the vote is open. Please log into the Nemo vote and log in your vote. Log into the Nemo vote and register your vote. Going to wait for 3 more seconds.
And then you can close the vote. There's 44 members that voted so far.
Noted. In favor of the original motion, 1. In favor of the amendment, 41. In favor of the abstention, 3. Total number of NMOs who have voted is 45. With this, the amendment is incorporated with a 2/3 majority.
Okay, do we have further amendments? I see none. Do we have a direct negative? Cromsey Croatia, assuming no one to explain. No. Do we have alternative motion? No. Sonia, whenever you can, open the vote.
Noted. Just give me a minute. I am going to open the vote. The vote should be open. Please log into your laptop. Oh, sorry, any of the device that you're using and register your vote. Going to wait for 10 more seconds.
We have 39. Last time we had 44. So, any technical issues? Is the internet okay in the room? Then take that as yes.
I am going to close the vote. Number of NMOs who have voted in favor is 41. Number of NMOs who have voted against is 0. Number of NMOs who have abstained is 3. Number of total NMOs who have voted is 44. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
Okay, therefore this policy proposal passes. Have you gotten information from LRA yet? When you do, let us know.
Yes, IFMSA LRP on behalf of LRA and the TO, it was that one that you added afterwards about equity.
So it was correct. Okay, I added that immediately. Maybe I didn't present it on the screen, but that was there.
Ah, okay, it was not presented. That's why we were confused.
Okay, I assume that that was just an extra text from the email that I copied, but it was the actual amendment.
Okay, okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for noting it. So we proceed to the next regular motion, number 24, to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on social accountability of medical schools proposed by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain? I'm gonna assume no.
No.
Seconder. PMSA Palestine. We had an amendment from the TO. Is this the amendment and is this the whole amendment?
Yes, I hope that that is the amendment.
It's what you wrote in the email, so it is what it is. Any questions about it? No. Sonia, you can open the vote.
Okay, this is going to take a minute. I am going to open the vote right now to confirm this is motion number 24.
Yes.
It should be open right now.
Thirty-six have voted. Reminder, we normally have 42, 43, sometimes 46. So sometimes either we close fast or start doing something else. So we have 43 now. Sonia, we can close the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the vote.
Yes. In favor of the original motion, 2. In favor of the amendment, 41. In favor of the abstention, 1. I'm going to repeat again. In favor of the original motion, 2. In favor of the amendment, 41. Abstain, 1. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 44. With this, the amendment is incorporated with 2/3 majority.
Okay, do we have further amendments? I don't see any. Do we have a direct negative? IFMSA Serbia. Want to explain? Assume not, as you're clapping. Do we have alternative motion? Nope. We're gonna proceed to a vote. Sonia, whenever you can.
Yes. This should be regular motion number 24, opening the vote.
There are 3 more after this. You have 38 votes. Okay, Sania, close the vote in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the vote.
We have 39 NMOs who have voted in favor. We have 1 NMO who has voted against. We have 0 NMOs who have abstained. With this, we have total 40 NMOs who have registered their vote. And as a result of this entire process, the motion passes with the 2/3 majority.
Okay, we're going to proceed to the next one. Motion number 25 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on student mobility tabled by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain? I'm going to assume not. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have a seconder? STMSA Estonia. Do we have an amendment? I received no amendments, TO, or I didn't find them.
There are no amendments.
Amazing, thank you. Do we have a direct negative? Dan and Brazil. Want to explain? Assume not. Alternative motion. You don't have any. We proceed to a vote. Sonia, whenever you can. Sonia, have you opened it?
Yes.
Okay. Thirty-two have voted so far.
Everyone, please log into the Nemo vote and register your vote.
We have 41 votes, so we can close in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 42 votes. Sonia, you can close the vote.
In favor, 39. Against, 1. Abstain, 2. Total NMOs who have voted on this, 42. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
You? Motion number 26 to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on universal health coverage proposed by IFMSA TO. Do you want to explain? I'm gonna assume not. You want to?
IFMSA VPA, no, I would not like to explain.
Okay, do we have a seconder? AMP Ecuador. Skipping you for no reason. Do we have amendments? I didn't receive any or took note of. Okay, do we have a direct negative? This is the last one. No. AMSA Austria. Want to explain? Assume not. Do we have an alternative motion? I don't see any, and we go to a vote. Sania, whenever you can.
Opening up the vote.
Thirty-six votes so far. $39. Anyone having issues? You're below 40. Okay. We close the vote in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the vote. And in that second, we got like 3 or 4 votes. I don't know why. Why then?
What happened?
No, nothing. Go.
We have 43 NMOs who have voted in favor. We have no NMO who has voted against. We have no NMO who has abstained. The total number of NMOs who have been voting on this is 43. With 100% in favor, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
Amazing majority. Okay. We proceed to the last regular motion of policies. However, we have some procedurals that are waiting. So regular motion number 27, to adopt the amended IFMSA policy proposal on plastics in healthcare, impact and implications. Tabled by IFMSA Tio, do you want to explain?
IFMSA LPH on behalf of TO. This policy proposal was worked on by Dynam Brazil and MSI India with the support of IFMSA TO, and no, we don't wish to explain.
Do we have a seconder? MSI in, no, okay, Dan and Brazil are jumping up and down. No, I'll take them. Do we have an amendment? No. Do we have direct negative? Cromsy Croatia for the end.
Can we have silence in the room, please?
Do you want to explain? I assume not. Do we have alternative motion? No. Sania, you can open the vote.
Could you just tell me what's the motion number for this?
27.
This is the vote on the final part of it. I am going to open the vote in 3, 2, and 1.
We have 40 votes. We're gonna close in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can close the vote.
We have 37 NMOs in favor. We have 3 NMOs against. We have 3 NMOs abstaining. Total number of NMOs who have voted on this is 43. With this, the motion passes with a 2/3 majority.
Congratulations for all the proposals. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the procedural motions that I have. 1 sec. So CCC, the one from AMSAC China, Hong Kong, right? Is it valid?
Panina from the CCC, there should be a resubmitted form that resubmitted procedural motion from AMSA Hong Kong that is valid. Reading, can you show me the one that you had right now, please? Just so that I confirm it's the valid one.
Yeah, 1 second. This one?
Yes, this is the correct version. Thank you.
AMSAC Hong Kong, are you present? Raise your voting card if you are. AMSAC Hong Kong? I don't think they're present in Zoom. So we will not be going forward with this one. And I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any other procedural motions. If that's incorrect, please raise your hand. No. Next agenda item 28, ratification of sponsorship agreements. There is nothing here, no motions. That is the last agenda point of today, and we do not have anything more. And we close the plenary unless someone wants something to say. Give you opportunity. No. Okay, we close the plenary. We start tomorrow at, what's the time? I think it's 8 for you there. Eight local time and 13 GMT. Please be on time again. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Please return the voting cards.
Guys, can you please hear me out? So we sent an announcement to the announcement group. If you or your delegation are leaving tomorrow early in the morning, please reach out to us so we can give you the exchange certificate that you requested. And for the animals who participated in the exchange fair in person, we will send you a link for a vote for the most popular vote in the exchange fair. Please vote before tomorrow at 14 local time. Thank you so much for listening.